Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zrel. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we're doing trials, and these are probably the first trials that you're going to attempt. So let's get into it. But before we do that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. Alright, so let's get into this trial. So the trials are kind of speed runs, see how fast you can get things done. The faster you go, the better you'll do. And the top honor is the Blazing Sun, which you get if you get before the first marker. So it's almost important to do a trial before the trial. So do the trial just to check it out and see kind of what's up. And what I mean by that is you can see that you have 3 minutes to get this done. And how difficult is that going to be to do in order to get that Blazing Sun? So before you put down any of your hard-earned equipment, you might want to check out and see like what direction the grazers are going to go before you put down the tripwires. So you might want to go ahead and put just like an experimental explosion in the midst of them to see what direction they're going to go first. If they split off in every direction, then at least you'll know and try to keep track of how many go what direction. But not knowing ahead of time, you're kind of, like I was doing here, counting your chickens before they're hatched. So I would say put down an explosion in the middle first and then see what direction they go and try to track which way they're going. If they all go one direction, great, you know where to go. If they go in a different direction, then you can do that. But without knowing, I just wasted my tripwires because I can't pick them back up at this point. So let's try that again. Do the blast wire trial, and now that we know what direction they are likely to take, we can go ahead and plan for it. So that is the whole gist of it. Knowing what direction they're going to go, how fast they're going to get there, and how much time you have to put down the tripwire. And honestly, you do have to set it up ahead of time, because otherwise you're not going to be able to hit the marker. So we're going to put down a few here and hopefully trip them up and get it right off of the bat. But things happen and you don't realize what is going to happen exactly until it actually does happen. So we're going to put down an explosion and try to pick up the pieces, whatever we still need after the first go round. So that one went by. Oh, there was one, there was three, there's five. So we just need one more. So all the tripwires have been tripped, and we still need one more, and we've got some time, but not a lot. We still have over half. So I'm basically going to be running after him, trying to avoid the watchers at the same time, and say, okay, what direction are you going to go? Are you going to go this way, or are you going to go the other way? And luckily I had a couple that were going different directions, and that was it. I still had about half the time to get the Blazing Sun, so I had plenty of time to kind of corral them. Bonus points for getting 2 extras. So once the trial is completed, the timer stops and you can just go back and get your Blazing Sun.
Here we go.
These blazing sun marks are rare. Well done and well earned.
Alright, so we're on to the next one, the log pile trial. Now this one you just have to shoot the log pile bins to let them loose, and you don't need any explosions or anything, you just use a regular arrow. So it's basically sitting on a fulcrum and it just needs a grain of sand to set it to tipping over. So knowing already where the grazers are going to go with an explosion, they're going to go straight down that little canyon with all the log piles. So you just have to time it so that you hit the log pile before they get to it. So you don't have as much time with this one as the last one. You only have 2 minutes, but it should be more than enough time as long as you're not kind of waiting around. Now, if you don't have a slingshot, this will be much harder, because you'll basically have to make yourself known. They'll have to see you, and then they'll have to start running, and then you have to run after them and shoot the log piles. So very different scenario.
Just stay out of their way for now.
So they got spooked, they're going to run, and then go ahead and shoot. You can use concentration to kind of slow things down. And we got one there, but only one. So the first pass, we only got one. We're going to go run up and spook them again so that they go straight back down where they were. And I probably could have hit them with that log pile there, or at least maybe one. But here we got a couple here. And there we go. Once again, trial's completed. You can just run back and it'll be reset after you talk to the guy. So you can avoid doing anything else once you get the trial done if you don't want to. So if you're only going for the trials and you're not worried about any of the metal shards or anything, you can go straight back up, get your Blazing Sun, and then do the final trial and go for that Blazing Sun for that last one.
You won a Blazing Sun. Congratulations. You have everything you need to enter the Hunter's Lodge. Good luck in Meridian. Of course, you can still run more trials.
Now you only need the bronze or the half sun, 3 half suns, in order to get into the lodge. The Blazing Suns, of course, are the top one, which you'll eventually want to get anyway. So now the last one, removing canisters, you only have a minute and a half, so it's very different. You have to, it's a little bit more frenetic. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up your first shot, take it, knock your second arrow, and then use your concentration to slow time down, get another one in there, and you should be able to get 2 slow-mo shots off. So there we got 4 canisters out of 10. We're already at 1/3 of the way, so we're doing okay in terms of time. There we go, got another hit. Probably didn't need to use concentration there. And we're up to 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're following them, it's a little bit easier since they're on their back. And basically just keep following them, pushing them forward so that you can get a better shot at the canisters. And don't forget to use concentration when it comes up. That'll give you about 2 shots. And I've got 1 shot left, 1 canister, and there we go. So you might get lucky or unlucky and hit the wrong thing or the wrong part of the grazer instead of the canisters. When they're in a big pack, it's also easy to accidentally hit one of the other grazers instead of the one that you're aiming for. But it's just a little bit of luck and a little bit of practice with that one. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
What is the Hunter's Lodge?
It's a group of hunters who compete to bring down the mightiest machines in the land, run by the Carja in Meridian. You've already won 3 half-suns, so you're eligible to join. Just to warn you, though, they're not fond of Nora.
You're not supposed to be here, are you?
No. My friend and I left the Sacred Land and returned. The matriarchs wouldn't approve, to say the least. We're hunters at heart. Left because we wanted to find new herds and new machines. That's why the Hunter's Lodge appealed to us. But the Carja wouldn't have us if they knew we were Nora, so we wore Carja clothes when we brought our marks to them. After a while, it felt like we were caught between worlds. Not quite Carja, not quite Nora. We started to miss home. So we came back and set up our own hunting grounds.
You think it'll work? Staying here without the Matriarch's permission?
I'm not sure. But we don't believe in their rules. There's a big world out there, and ignoring it doesn't help anyone.
Time for me to head out.
I'll be here when you're ready to test yourself.